As we said, the topic of the day today, the topic of this meditation is curiosity. And just to begin, we'll just take a few really deep breaths. So full, complete inhales in through your nose, filling your lungs completely. And then long, slow, complete exhales out through your mouth, releasing all of the air from your lungs. And just do a few rounds of those deep breaths. I'll join you in taking a few. When it feels right, just go ahead and relax your breathing. Any type of breathing is fine. I want to invite you to just consider curiosity as a concept. What does it bring up in your mind? Many of you may remember the old original version of the Alice in Wonderland movie, cartoon. There's this scene where it might be after she eats that first mushroom or drinks the first potion, but it's the beginning of when her reality starts to just shift before her very eyes, and it morphs into something way more psychedelic. She says this phrase, some of you may remember. She says, "Curiouser and curiouser." So I want you to just consider that perhaps there is a relationship between curiosity and reality appearing differently. And I just want to invite you to consider that curiosity may be a gateway your reality shifting and morphing, changing before your very eyes. And we know that not all that we're told, not all that we observe, not all that we remember is perfectly accurate. Being curious, gosh, it's as easy and as hard as it is to listen without judgment. Being actively curious requires attention, open heart. When curiosity is offered authentically and deeply, it is a sacred posture. And it can open a portal to another world. Just like in Alice in Wonderland. Basically, most of us spend most of our time, not being curious. We spend most of our time just internally organizing the world, judging it, commenting on it, labeling it. For example, most of the time, when we walk down a street lined with trees, we barely even see them. Instead, our minds quickly determine that what we're seeing is a tree. We label it a tree, and we just project the concept of a tree onto the shapes that we otherwise ignore as we walk on past, lost in our thoughts. But what if you stopped to really look at the trees that you passed on your journeys? To really be curious, to really see one. Not to think about it, but to really experience it. The way the light filters through the leaves. The replicating patterns of the larger branches into the smaller twigs. You might notice the way each leaf has a likeness to all the others, but also has its own individual variations in size and density. Maybe some are barely hanging on. Maybe some have little shapes nibbled into them. You might observe the trunk, the flaky texture, the weightiness of it. Often a multitude of shades of brown and black, silver. Sometimes there's pink and orange. You approached the tree and allowed yourself to make contact, to touch it. To glide your fingers along the smooth leaves. Felt the rough bark. If you came close enough to the tree, put your face right up to it to smell it. I mean, we know for a fact that trees convert carbon dioxide into oxygen, allowing us to breathe and to be alive. But what would it feel like to really breathe in such close proximity to a tree? Would you feel the sensations of that in your breath, in your lungs? What if we could let go of analysis, let go of judging the trees or judging ourselves, and just really be curious, really experience a tree for exactly what it is? We would probably find ourselves really deeply appreciating its beauty, strength, its gracious offering of shade and shelter and beauty and breath itself into our lives. What would happen if we truly engaged with this level of curiosity and openness with all the trees that we passed on our journeys? Well, one thing that might happen is that you would be very late to all of your appointments. I mean, I think we can all agree that it's not practical to be in the full radiance of curiosity with every tree at all times. It's very advantageous that we are able to just acknowledge something is a tree, do the quick math, that's a tree, move on with our lives. Sometimes it feels like we actually never actually have the time to be curious in this way, to allow ourselves to be curious. Right now, you do have time. You have made time. And while there is no trees in this room, we can offer that same type of open-hearted, curious attention to something that is very present here. Sound and our bodies, and all of the sensations and thoughts arising and passing away through them. And so I invite you now to allow yourself to skin.